Coach, what was it like at practice when you look around that practice court out there and you got everybody for the first time all season?
Yeah, it's exciting. I think there's a lot of conversations, ideas stemming back to the summer probably of how we want to play, different combinations, ways to try to take advantage of different guys' strengths, different combinations on the floor, and we've had to be patient with some of that. And so trying to understand that it's just getting started now, but also embracing that. So I think it's probably the most just fun for the guys to see their excitement.
So there's the old cliche about, when you win, then you have the proverbial target on your back. That would be the Thunder. But not only are they defending champs, but they're on this crazy winning streak and they're 24-1. Do you actually get that, like a heightened sense of this is a team that you really want to beat because of who they are?
I think we want to beat them. I mean, all those things you said are true. It's the season. We're a quarter through the season over that. These guys are the defending champs. There's no secrets out. They're playing the best basketball in the league. They won the championship last year. They deserve all the credit and praise that they've earned up to this point. And, the league's behind them right now. And so we're going to put our best foot forward. We haven't seen them yet this year, but obviously, they're a well-known commodity and a very, very tough team for a variety of reasons that are well-known at this point.
Yeah. Mitch, you obviously don't go into the season hoping to be without guys. What's better do you think you guys have gotten because you've had to play 24 games with lineups and key guys out of every single one of them?
Yeah, I think in the sense that we had some unknown going into the season, even just as a group, right? We hadn't been together as a group, and so sometimes unknowns can give you confidence about the potential of knowns as the team grows. It's still very early in that, but I do think it gives you opportunities where at times it can release the pressure of trying to force an idea that maybe takes time, because we knew things would take time with this group. And there's been some ideas that we haven't had the luxury of even trying or experimenting with. And so I think in that sense, it's allowed us to be creative or forced us to try some things that maybe 25 games in, regardless of result, we wouldn't have been able to get to if everybody was available. So you hope in due time that does prove to be a positive for the group.
Without getting into what they were, some of those ideas that you had that you haven't been able to utilize yet, when you see how it's been going, do you shelve some of them and just move on from them, or is there still you still have that curiosity to try it?
It's interesting. I think, we have four pretty big personalities in terms of the way they're going to play for the team. And Victor, Dylan, De'Aaron, and Steph, I think they've all missed almost 10 or 10 plus games. So those are major pieces. And so it's a little bit of both, I think. I think you don't get ahead of yourself and you maybe realize, continuing to grow a base or an identity of that. And then also there will be some times where you need to be able to understand when those puzzle pieces are out there together, how to maximize those and help them play together and play to each other's strengths.
Will part of what you do today be experimental?
Yeah, because it's the first time we've all played together. And, obviously, Victor's our biggest puzzle piece, and he's been out. So, again, it's a lot of added excitement and visibility, but we will not let this game dictate our approach to it.
How do you coach a minutes restriction? Do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Follow orders.
No, but do you try to set it up so that Victor has minutes left at the end of the close game?
Yeah, it'll be a conversation that we still have to, firm up, to be honest, but it'll be something where we'll try to maximize the appropriate amount of minutes and him playing a regular rhythm that he's used to, and that's not possible. So that's where there'll be some creativity, and you got to also do what the game calls upon, where you're not trying to manufacture a game that's so organic in terms of every game takes on its own personality. So that'll be a little bit of a balancing act, and that's my job. I just want him and the guys to go out there and play, and me and the staff will figure out the other stuff.
You talked about big personalities. Given what Keldon did in L.A., do you try to get him out a little bit earlier into the mix? He was so potent in the first quarter.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's been great. I think Keldon has proven this year, he shows up to work, it seems like every single night, and clocks in and he's ready to go. And if that's 15 minutes or 30 minutes, he gives you it all. And he's been a huge part of why we've been able to sustain with some of those guys out.
And I know you can't play everyone, but is there anything with him beyond just coach's decision, not playing, no injury or?
No injury. Jeremy's been great. We been on the same page, a lot of communication, and hoping he's ready to go. And yeah, looking forward to him bring what we're used to with him, with his defensive presence and activity.
How good are you at adhering to minutes restrictions?
Very good.
Follow orders.
Yeah.
Just the fact that you're playing these guys, I think, 3 times in the next 6 or 7 games, does it impact how you're planning for this game, or the fact that it's a semifinal? Like, how do you balance that?
We're not. We're just taking today's game and we're going to approach it in the best form and fashion that we're trying to win the game. And I'm sure we'll learn some things from this game that will give us thoughts and opinions and ideas going into the next time we play them, just like we do every team. Again, I understand the added visibility and excitement, rightfully so, and the team we're playing, but we're not at a stage, at least with this team in our journey, to get caught up with too much of that type of stuff. We got to just play what's right in front of us.
Coach, how important is that trait in the team building, team chemistry, basically? Kind of reminds me of the trip to Paris, for example, but the guys are super enthusiastic about it. What can you take on about that?
Yeah, I think all the circumstances that we've been going through, and again, every team goes through it, so that's not a soapbox, but I think we've had 10 games in 10 different states in terms of consecutively. It allows the guys to get together. You have time on the road and they get to interact, exchange, and have some time away from their families, which, or loved ones is always hard, but also gives you the opportunity to get close with your crew. And this is the first time this crew has gone through some stuff. And so it's been good to have some adversity and some, hopefully some positive that we can continue to have some carryover throughout the season.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Matt.